got on that?
It means a lot. You know, Floyd's been a champion for 17 years. I've been a champion for 2 years. So, you know, just for people to put my name in the same category as him as being a potential, you know, fight with him, it means a lot. It's because I'm making noise in the boxing game.
Now, Danny, as we know,
I'm sorry, it seems kind of ironic that Khan is being talked now as the next opponent. Get the hell out of Khan. I think you should be fighting for it.
You know, I feel like,
you know, there's no doubt in my mind now.
Yeah,
I wasn't doubting.
Exactly. No, you're right.
There's no doubt in my mind now.
Exactly.
You can make it happen and beat him. And every time you fought before, after a Matisse fight, I was looking at Paulie. Even Paulie said on TV, he said, I don't know how, I wasn't putting you down, he said, I don't know how he's going to beat him. I can take a punch in the way he came at him. And I started to doubt my son, though, he says, he's going to do it. And he did do it. So with Floyd, now I have no doubt that you're going to beat him.
Yeah. But that's a year away. As we all know, Floyd is not trying to fight until next year. And I know you love to stay active. You got all these fights all the time. Now, you're in a junior welterweight champion.
Yep.
Are you thinking, I mean, there's pretty much no one in the junior welterweight division right now that can't even think of touching you. Are you thinking of moving up to the welterweight division or anything?
You know, I'm in a position right now as being the champion. Like, I definitely proved myself at 140, where I could fight the fights I want to fight at 140 now. But it's really not a lot of fights in that weight class for me. But it's just it's gonna be a little tough decision because I fought hard for them belts. I just don't want to let nobody else fight for a vacant belt. But you know, I'm getting to that point. Well, maybe I will move up, maybe I won't. But if anything, I'll do one more at 140.
So is there anyone on your radar in that weight claess?
At 140?
Yep, your weight class. You see anyone that you want to step in there with?
Man, I just let them.
Is that possible?
I'm not really interested in the rematch because
Exactly.
because
rematch.
No.
he wasn't a champion.
Exactly. He the champion.
I wasn't a champion.
The
So
thing
I'm
is this, the only reason, the only reason Morales got a rematch because Morales underestimated Danny. He thought he was gonna go in there and play with Danny and destroy Danny and call himself Professor Morales. The only reason we gave Morales a rematch because Morales underestimated Danny, and I wanted to show the world that Danny went the distance with Morales because Danny gave him that little respect, and I wanted Danny to go in there and just take him out quick. Okay. So that was the plan.
And he gave me the opportunity too.
Exactly. So he gave him the opportunity to become champion, so he deserved the rematch. That's the only reason. We wasn't trying to be selfish.
Danny, in Vegas, I hate to take credit, but I did pick you to win, and a lot of the media was picking you to lose, you know what I mean? And I called it just like it, you know, it happened. But during the weigh-in, was that scale really messed up, or you know, was you a half a pound over? Are you struggling to make 140? I mean, I interviewed in Philly a couple of weeks before the fight, and you said if you beat Matisse, you cleaned up the weight division, so it don't make sense to stay at 140. So I mean, the next best thing is to move to 47. So is there a doubt, or is that what you're really going to do for your next?
No, as far as the scale situation, it was a lot of people in the front,
Rocking back and forth,
and it just kept going up. So I was like, and then I was like, oh, everybody back up, and then I got on the scale, because I woke up at 140. So I woke up in the morning, I was 140, and then usually by the time I get to the weigh-in, I'm under 140. So when it went up, I was like, oh man, like.
Underestimated the skill.
Danny,
we knew it was wrong.
Obviously, Matisse early in the fight had some success. When during the fight did you say to yourself, you know, I got this?
No, that was the game plan. He's a strong puncher, so we wasn't gonna go in there and be aggressive. We were gonna let him wear down a little bit. I told him, I was like, Pop, I'm gonna give him the first couple rounds. You know, it might be 3-2, 5 rounds him.
When did you realize, oh, okay, everything's working? What round you say, okay, I got this?
At one point of the fight, I think it was about the 4th round on down. It was just like his punches seemed slow to me, and it was just like everything he threw, I was able to just counter or just beat him to the punch, because that's all I was doing all night. I was just beating him to the punch, and I was moving.
Were you surprised that? I mean, obviously they built him up to be this vicious, you know, killer.
No, I don't take no credit away from him. He is who he is, and he did what he did. Remember that? You can't take none of that away from him just because I beat him. I mean, like, but he's a strong fighter, but. Like I said before, I was a different level than him.
On that note, Danny.
Yeah, he's strong. He moved a couple good shots to the body. He moved a couple good.
So on that note, Floyd, you fought on the undercard of a major event, the biggest racing heavy event of all time. How has that changed you with fights going forward now? Has that set the scale for you to be on a different level compared to your previous fights?
You know, we'll have to see, but as far as exposure, like, everywhere I go now, people know who I am. You know, I walk around New York, everybody knew I can't walk in the mall no more in Philly, so it's just like, like, you know, my life changed, like, overnight. So I'm just blessed, man. It's just, I'm ready to do bigger and better things.
You talked about Philly. Can you talk about, you said, you know, you're Philadelphia fighter. We're talking Frazier, we're talking Georgie Benton, Benny Briscoe. Can you talk about how important that was in your victory and how you represented Philly, what that meant to you?
Oh, man, it's very important for me. Because, you know, I'm born and raised in Philadelphia. My parents were born in Puerto Rico, so I'm a Puerto Rican kid from Philadelphia. Not only being, you know, I'm very proud to be from Philadelphia, but I'm also proud that I'm the first Latino world boxing champion out of Philadelphia. And when I go to my gym every day, it's just like all these Latino kids boxing, and they looking good. I'm like, man, when I was coming up, there wasn't no, I didn't fight against no Latino fighters. So it's just like you see young Latino fighters fighting and being sharp, and they come to me, and I'm proud, man. I'm just proud, you know, they got motivation.
You see yourself as a role model?
Do I have a favorite Philly fighter? You know, well, you know, a lot of, like, Bernard, he's more my era. Like, guys before that, I was like, you know, I was too young. Yeah, I wasn't even out of my dad's set. Yeah.
Do you see yourself
Newfound
as...
Fame helped give back to the community, and you talked about young Philly fighters. How have you helped them? How have you helped?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I built a gym in my old neighborhood. My Danny Swift Garcia boxing gyms where I grew up. So it's in my neighborhood. All the kids from my old neighborhood come to the gym every day. You know, I built a barber shop there. My dad got a small mechanic shop, detail shop in where I grew up. So not only are we helping the community with the boxing gym, we are bringing jobs to the neighborhood and helping other people, and people thank me every day for that.
Danny, before the 14th, I read somewhere that Adrian Broner was saying that my boy Garcia is going to take out Matisse. Does that mean you guys are close enough friends where you would consider fighting him?
At the end of the day, you know, it's a business, so any fight can be made. But as far as us fighting anytime soon, I don't think it will make any sense because we're still building to that.
Good question.
It would be it will be underwatched.
I'm just asking. Broner made it public. He doesn't want
Yeah, no.
Floyd, so I'm thinking maybe he might want to fight you ever.
No, Broner's a cool dude.
How do you see that fight going down with Adrian Broner and Maidana? How do you see it?
Oh, it's gonna be a good fight because Maidana, man, he comes to fight, but Broner, he's got to use his skills, and beat him, he just can't be flat-footed. And then I think he'll win the fight pretty easy if he doesn't stand in front of him. He got to use his skills.
And your good friend